So, what happens when we leave our bodies? Do we really know? I'm going to talk to you about what I have seen in the documented stories of NDEs and tell you a really major theme that I've seen in studying about these a little bit more. My name is Abigail, here to normalize these conversations and education about death and dying so we die better at end of life. Let's get into it today. Years ago, I was already working in the hospice and palliative care field for at least 10 years. And before that was working in ICU. So I've had, a lot of interest and, experience already with death and dying from a medical perspective. And I started to really get into stories about near-death experiences, particularly in the last several years when I got really sick and wasn't able to work for a period of time and was told that, my life would be ending early and all that kind of stuff. So I turned to near-death experiences because I read something about them long time ago, and I turned to them again, especially when I was feeling a lot of fear about my own mortality, even despite my experiences, my medical experience. And because when I read about them, they shared so many common themes. And the common theme that I want to talk about today is something I find really, really comforting, and especially when I was really, really fearful. So one of the things that is very, very common, at least in all of the stories and documented experiences that I read about or heard about, is when a person leaves their body, they become enveloped in the state of just this profound peace and profound calmness. And I think that is so cool because I think the only time I really felt like super, super peaceful was when I, was like in a deeply meditative state or, so tired that maybe the meditative state kind of helped me get there, or when I came out of like a procedure and was on some good medication and I just felt like really relaxed because I had no choice. But what's really cool is that just in all these stories, whenever that person, when they left their body, whether they were in the middle of a procedure, they left their body and they were floating up and seeing what was happening down below, or they were in a traumatic accident and they left their body at the scene and they're looking from above and seeing, everything that's happening down below. For example, those are many common ones that I read about. They feel this sense of profound calmness. They feel no pain. And it's almost like they've been, they have a sense of freedom, but also a sense of pure calm. And then as they continue to see light or move towards a light or something, they start to feel this immense sense of love. So that goes a little bit more into kind of the other aspects. But what I find so interesting is having this profound sense of calmness and peace when somebody leaves their body in a near-death experience. Now, obviously, these people come back into their bodies, and sometimes they make this, it's like they're making a decision about whether to come or to stay, dead, or to come back to life. And usually, in these stories, they're kind of brought back into their body because they are either, told by a loved one or felt or communicated in some way internally. They felt like there's something more for them here. So I'm not going into all those aspects right now. I really just wanted to get into this part of the dying process, which sounds like a real possibility for us, that when we do have when we are under the circumstances where we are going to die at some point in this lifetime, it's nice to know that we could feel possibly a sense of calmness and profound peace, when our physical bodies do die and we are removed from our physical bodies. So something to think about. Let me know if you have any other interesting tidbits on near-death experiences that you'd like me to expand on a little bit more. This one, just for me, gave me a lot of peace, especially in a time of a lot of fear with relation to my own mortality. And it's something I needed to just entertain and explore more within myself. So I read a lot of these stories and it was really helpful for me. Let me know what you think. Again, let me know if you have any other tidbits or interesting stories, or if you yourself know of anybody that's had a near-death experience. Would love to hear from you. All right. I hope you have a good day today, good week. Talk to you soon.